Ancient yogis seem to have believed that you had to perfect yoga posture and yoga asana practice before you should attempt yogic breathing practices. And I'd venture to say that most modern yoga teachers do not believe that, with the exception of a couple of notable teachers of the last 100 years or so. But there is something to be said for doing certain types of asanas before doing breath work, because the breath really relates to muscles. The diaphragm is the main muscle of breathing. The intercostal muscles are the secondary muscles of breathing. And then there's some up in the neck as well, the sternocleidomastoid muscles. So in this sequence, I just wanted to go through a few postures, asanas, stretches that really target that whole area, and then do a short breathwork practice at the end. But if you are trying to get better at breathing practices, if you're trying to deepen your breath, this is a good sequence to do in order to help with that. So I am going to be using a couple yoga blocks. We're going to be doing Anjaneyasana for this, and the blocks can be helpful. I'm also going to be using a blanket to pad my knees, and we're going to need a blanket or towel, thick towel, something at the end too. We're just going to do a little bit of breath work in savasana and support ourselves with the blanket. So let's get started here. So we're going to start off, and I'll sort of explain things as we go through them. I mean, some of them will be obvious. I mean, we're going to be working on opening up the chest in this area. We're not going to spend a lot of time doing these postures, but just doing a bit of prep that will help us. So to start off with, just find a nice mountain pose, nice Tadasana. So the outsides of the feet are roughly parallel to each other. Engage your feet, engage the thighs, engage the core, shoulders are back and down. And just take a moment to just come onto your mat, into your body. Feel your feet firmly rooted into the ground. See if you can create a little space in your spine. See if you can just grow a little bit taller. Make yourself as tall as you can. And just start to check in with the breath. And go ahead and start to cultivate an Ujjayi breath. If you don't know what Ujjayi breathing is, just do a nice, even, deep breath. The idea of Ujjayi breathing is it makes it a bit more audible, so we're really conscious of the breath. So just an even inhale and exhale. And I'm probably going to be doing about a 3 count throughout this practice. So you can try to keep up with that or do it at your own pace. Chest is rising with each inhale, growing a little bit taller with each inhale. And with each exhale, your stomach is coming in. So nice big inhale with me. Nice complete exhale. And on this next inhale, we're going to bring our arms up overhead. So turn your palms to face forward and inhale up. Looking up just a little bit, and exhale down. We're going to do that a few times. So turning the palms to face forward, it makes the shoulder mobility a little bit easier. And wherever your shoulders are coming, or your arms are coming in, this is fine. So if you can bring your palms relatively close together, or even touching, if that feels okay. But just keep doing this with the breath. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Really trying to expand your belly out and your chest out as you're doing this. And also as you're reaching up, really reach up through the fingertips and see if you can feel a bit of a stretch through the armpit area and all the way down into the sides. So on your next inhale, hold your arms up at the top. And we'll work on more of a static stretch here. So your neck can be in any position that feels okay. If it doesn't feel good looking up, just look straight forward. So really reaching up through the fingertips. Try to move your arms in the direction of coming back behind your ears, and this will help to stretch out the armpit area and the chest area, and also really reaching up through the fingertips and see if you can feel a stretch all the way down through your sides, rooting your feet down into the ground and breathing deeply. Nice big inhale, nice complete exhale. And let's go ahead and release that. Relax. So notice how you're feeling. Go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep your elbows bent to start off with. And rotate your shoulders back and down, really trying to open up the chest area. And go ahead and stretch your palms down towards the ground and straighten your arms if that's okay in your body. So just breathing big again into the chest. Engage the core a little bit here so that you're not dumping pressure into the lower back. And if it's available for you, if your arms are straight, if the elbows aren't bent at all, go ahead and bring your arms up away from your back a little bit, but don't bring it so far as that your shoulders start to creep up towards your ears. So shoulders are coming down away from the ears, core is engaged, shoulders rolling back as you're pulling the arms back, and just see if you can really feel that stretch through the chest area, the front of the shoulders, and maybe up into the neck a little bit. The sternocleidomastoid muscles might be getting a bit of this too. Great. Release that, relax. And we're going to do one more standing thing here before we move to some postures on the ground. So we're going to do eagle arms. The full pose is wrapping your arms across each other. I know many, or maybe most, can't do that. So bring your right arm over the left and see if you can really bring your elbows across each other as far as you can. So you're sort of hugging yourself here. If you can do eagle arms, again, right arm is on top, and go ahead and wrap around. Whichever variation you're in of this pose, just move your elbows around a little bit and see if you can really breathe up between your shoulder blades. We're trying to stretch out the rhomboids, those upper back muscles. The more we loosen up the back and the chest area and the core area, the more room there is for us to breathe. So moving around there, feeling a nice massage, maybe elbows just a little bit from side to side. Just play around with this. Just really meditate on the feeling of opening up between the shoulder blades. And slowly unwind there. So if you're hugging yourself, if you're doing that variation, left arm on top, left elbow on top. And if you're doing the eagle arm, same thing, left elbow on top. And either way, again, really breathing into that upper back area, moving the elbows, the arms around just a little bit, and just see if you can really feel that stretch. Feel the edges of the stretch. See if you can make this feel good. Really rooting your feet down into the ground. Just a couple more big breaths here. And go ahead and release that. Relax. Maybe shake it out a little bit. So So we're going to go ahead and come down onto the ground and work on Anjaneyasana here. We're going to be in Anjaneyasana just a little bit, and I find it more comfortable personally, especially if you're on a wood floor like I am, or hard floor, to pad my knees. So pad your knees in some way if that feels okay to you. And either yoga blocks or a couple thick books will work for this. So just putting the blocks out in front of you, roughly torso distance, and go ahead and step your right foot forward into Anjaneyasana. And let's start to move around in this a little bit. So inhaling back and exhaling forward. As you come forward, really lifting the chest up. So this chest is rising, sternum is rising. Try to have really nice straight arms and coming up as high as you can in this. The reason this posture is important is because it's helping us to stretch out the front of the hip flexors and the psoas muscle. And the psoas connects to T12, the 12th thoracic vertebra, which is the same place that the diaphragm connects to the spine as well. So we're loosening up from above the things we were doing before and also below to just try to get that whole area around the diaphragm moving. So this is a really great posture for a number of reasons, and it's kind of wonderful to think that it actually helps us to breathe more deeply, especially as we're stretching open the chest in this forward part of the stretch. So go ahead and hang out in the forward part of this stretch. And again, see if you can almost create a bit of a back bend in your upper back. So you're really coming up here. And just play around with, you really want to feel the stretch in the front of the hip flexors. If you're not used to doing this sort of stretch, it's sort of a subtle feeling. You might feel it more after you come out of it. But it's a really great stretch for the psoas muscles and that whole area. So breathing. So let's go ahead and come up just a little bit in this. If you can, come up to balance, hands on your hips. If you're having difficulty, you can always bring the blocks back beside you. But it's better if you can balance here. It'll help you to balance if you push the top of your back foot into the ground and really help to anchor with that. So pushing that back foot into the ground, front foot's coming into the ground. And if it's available to you, go ahead and bring your arms up here and trying to create a bit of a back bend. So your tailbone is coming forward, your hips are rotating back. You'll feel more of the stretch through here, so your core is engaged. And just a bit of a back bend here. And if it's okay in your body, go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your back and create a bit more of a back bend here. So if this is not available to you, just hang out in the forward version of Anjaneyasana or take a child's pose, take a break. Just make this practice your own. And go ahead and release that. One more thing we're going to do here in Anjaneyasana. We're going to do a twist. So the left hand outside the right knee and just twisting to the right. Try to make your torso really nice and tall. And these twisting postures, we're going to do a little bit more of this in this sequence, really help to loosen up the whole abdominal area and just create more space for the diaphragm to move down when we're breathing. One more big breath here. So go ahead and bring your hands back to the blocks. Bring your right knee back. We're going to do a brief puppy pose, child's pose here, which is a nice rest after doing that long Anjaneyasana. And it also helps us to continue opening up that chest area. So bringing your forehead to the ground, if that's possible, if that's available in your body. Your thighs are relatively perpendicular to the ground.
Maybe tent your fingertips up just a little bit to feel the stretch through the shoulder area and the upper back a little bit more. So go ahead and come back to standing on your knees. We're going to do the other side now. So blocks out in front of you, left foot forward. And again, we're going to be inhaling back, exhaling forward, really letting the chest rise as you come forward. In Anjaneyasana, unlike the warrior poses, it's fine for your knee to be coming ahead of your ankle in the forward part because we're not really bearing weight on the knee. So just feel the edges of this stretch. On the way forward, you'll feel the stretch of the right hip flexors and the psoas muscles on that side. And on the way back, you get a bit of a hamstring stretch on the left side. And breathing big. Try to really focus on a nice, deep, even breath throughout this practice. And really try to focus on moving with the breath, not with my words, or trying to keep up with my pace. So inhaling back and exhaling forward. So go ahead and hang out in the forward part of this again on this side. So really almost trying to create a back bend in the upper back, really feeling the edge of the stretch there on the right side. Make it available, make it comfortable and steady. It shouldn't be painful. Breathing, shoulders are coming down away from the ears. Chest is rising. Just loosening up this whole back area around the diaphragm from above and below. And then go ahead and come back out of this just a little bit. So again, you've got options here. If balancing is difficult for you in Anjaneyasana, just bring the blocks back and hang out here. If you can balance, start off by bringing your hands to your knees. That's easy. Go ahead and bring your arms up overhead. Maybe looking up, maybe bringing your palms together just for a moment. And then let's go ahead and interlace the fingers behind the back and do the awkward grip this time. So a different forefinger on top with the hands interlaced. And try to do a bit of a back bend here. Again, only if this works in your body, only if the balance is okay. Pressing the back foot into the ground, the top of the back foot. That'll help with balance. And breathing. And these static poses, don't forget to breathe. It's often when we lose track of the breath. So coming back up, doing that spinal twist again. So right hand on the outside of the left knee. Other hand, just keep it on your waist and rotating over to the left. So really trying to grow taller with each inhale and coming just a little bit further into the twist with each exhale. Just releasing tension along the spine through this whole core area. One more big breath here. Big inhale, growing taller. Complete exhale, coming further into the twist. And then go ahead and come back forward onto the blocks, leaning forward. Bring that left knee back. And we're gonna do, well, take your pick. Either do a puppy pose again, stretching out your shoulders, or if you need more of a break, just come back into a child's pose and just rest there. Whichever one feels good in your body right now. So go ahead and come back into a tabletop position. And we're going to be coming down at this point, just sort of coming into more of a relaxed state. So these next few things should be a little bit easier. So just a bit of a cat-cow here, mobilizing the spine a little bit more. So inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. And again, do this at your own pace. Really try to move with the breath. Really trying to mobilize the spine. As you're doing this, think about starting the movement in your pelvis and just allowing a wave to go up your spine. So you're really working each vertebra, all those muscles that connect the vertebrae all the way up the spine. And then coming back to center. So we're going to come down onto our backs now. And to start off with, just doing a bit of a bridge pose, or coming up into bridge. So just start to really focus on the breath again. So nice big inhale. Nice complete exhale. Big inhale again. Nice complete exhale. Engaging the abs. And big inhale. Complete exhale, and start to curl your tailbone up a little bit as you engage the abs on this exhale. Inhale, release. Exhale, engage, curling the tailbone up. And keep going. With each exhale, just coming a little bit higher off the ground. Just slowly working each little bit of the spine. Engaging the core a little bit, which will be important for this next thing that we're going to do. So in the next couple breaths, just come all the way up into a bridge pose. And at the top of this next exhale, just go ahead and hold at the top and bridge. So either anchoring your elbows down to the ground, pointing your fingers up, or if you're more flexible, go ahead and release your fingers behind your back. Really pressing your inner arches into the ground so that your knees aren't splaying out. And pushing your hips as high as you can. This will help to release the front of the body. Again, the psoas muscles and those core muscles. Creating more space to breathe. So really extending the belly out and the chest out as you're breathing in. And go ahead and release down on your next exhale. Taking a moment to pause here, bring your feet wide on the mat, allowing your knees to fall together. It's allowing the lower back to release. Really starting to come down, slow things down before we do a little bit of breath work. So go ahead and bring your feet up off the ground, knees bent, knees are pointing relatively straight up. And bring your arms straight out to the side, palms facing down, to really sort of support yourself in what we're going to do here. So we're going to be doing an active spinal twist. If this doesn't work in your body, just do a static spinal twist, and you'll see what I mean as we get into this. So nice big inhale, complete exhale. On this next inhale, allow your knees to fall over towards the right. They don't have to go too far. Exhale, engage your abs and bring them back up to center. Inhale over towards the left, maybe looking towards the right. And exhale back to center. Keep going with that. Inhaling out. Exhaling, engaging the stomach and coming back to center. And again, these twisting movements are really helping us to release tension in the whole core area and belly area so that there's more room for the diaphragm to move down as we're breathing in. Just one more on each side, finishing up on the left. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest, just releasing the lower back. Nice big inhale. And maybe let it out through your mouth with the sigh. Just let something go. Again, nice big inhale. And let it go. So bring your feet back to the ground, scoot your butt over to the right a little bit. We're going to do a static spinal twist now, just allowing your knees to fall over to the left, arms out wide, looking over towards your right palm, and turning your head in that direction anyway. Helps us to keep that right shoulder anchored on the ground. And then slowly bring your knees up towards your chest, back to center. Scooch the butt over towards the left now so that we can stack our hips as we're allowing our knees to fall towards the right. And again, looking over towards the palm on the opposite side. So looking over your left shoulder. Just trying to let go into this spinal twist, but only do it as it feels okay in your body. And then bring your knees back into your chest, bring your hips back to center on your mat, and bring your knees back into your chest one more time, hugging your knees in. If it's available for you, if you're able to do this without straining or bringing your shoulders off the ground, do a happy baby here. Otherwise, just keep hugging your knees. So if you're doing happy baby, try to bring your tailbone down towards the ground and try to stack your feet right over your knees. Maybe rocking around a little bit from side to side. And just release down. So we're going to set up for a shavasana. And I'm going to be folding up my blanket underneath me. And in this shavasana position, we're going to be doing a little bit of breath work. So unless you just wanted the asana and no breath work, please keep up with me. Keep up with me anyway. So if you're using a yoga blanket or a thick towel, we want to place it right underneath the spine. So I'm going to fold mine over and just make this comfortable. So the idea is that we're going to lay back on this and try to open up the chest a little bit as we're breathing. This breath work practice. So if you got a blanket that's roughly torso length, you want to sit right in front of that and lay back onto it. Try to make your head comfortable and lay back here, feet stretching out on the ground. Maybe lift up your right leg and see if you can stretch that foot out a little bit longer. Lift up your left leg. Stretch that leg out, that foot out a little bit longer. Palms are facing up. Bring your shoulder blades just a little bit together underneath your back so that you're opening up the chest more, and make the back of your neck really nice and long so the chin is coming in towards your chest. And we're going to do just a fairly short and easy breathwork practice here. But again, I encourage you to use this practice as a springboard for doing other breathing practices. So let's start off by just doing a Shamavriti practice, which means equal fluctuations. We're just going to be doing an equal inhale and an equal exhale. So I'm going to be doing about a 5 count, but do whatever feels comfortable in your body to start off with here. As you're laying here in Shavasana, as you're doing the equal fluctuation breathing, just try to make your inhale and exhale as smooth as you can. Notice the gentle, natural pause in between each part of the breath. Try to relax your face, allow your eyes to be soft and wide, allow your jaw to be soft, allowing your shoulders to really melt back and down so that your chest is just naturally opening up. And see if you can just notice where the breath is moving your body. We're completely still. We're trying to let go of everything here, but the breath is the thing that's still moving. So just notice the rise and fall of your belly. Notice your chest expanding out and coming back down as you exhale. So notice the movement and the stillness. So on your next exhale, see if you can extend that exhale by a count of 1 or 2, whatever feels comfortable in your body. And make sure that as you're doing this, it feels comfortable, it feels steady. If you're gasping for breath, if you're getting dizzy, just pull back a little bit on that count. So I'm going to be doing a 5 count inhale, 7 count exhale. But whatever you're doing is fine. Now see if you can match that inhale to the exhale. So for me, it's going to be 7 and 7. Now extending the inhale by a count of 1. the last one, we're going to extend the exhale to match that inhale. Let's go ahead and finish up your last round and come back to an easy breath. Just trying to completely let go of control of the breath. And try to be really present in your body. Just do a quick body scan starting at your feet, coming up your legs, into your core, abdomen, lower back, up into your chest and upper back, shoulders and your arms and your hands, up into your neck and your face and your scalp. And then just see if you can try to be present in your whole body at the same time. Just feel your whole body resting on your mat, being supported by the ground. And take note of how you're feeling at this point. So in your own time, just rolling over onto your side, whichever side is more comfortable, rolling off the blanket or the towel if you're supporting yourself with that. Using your arm as a pillow and just rest on your side for one moment. And slowly pushing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And again, just closing your eyes just for a few moments, sitting nice and tall, trying to make your spine, yourself, as tall as you can. And blinking your eyes open. So there you have it. I hope that practice will set a good tone for the rest of your day. And then again, I think if you're really looking to just breathe more deeply and expand your breathing capabilities, if you're really looking to explore breathwork and yoga, these are good practices to do that really target these areas. And all yoga practices will really help us open up the body so that we can breathe more effectively. But this particular sequence is just really focusing on that. So anyway, I hope that worked for you, and I will see you in the next class, lesson, whatever. Namaste.